phone charger out. You know what? I'm gonna swing this way. I'll swing that way. Drop this guy down. Grab these guys. Combine settings, so we'll see if it is a good thing or a bad thing. I might have to change it back. Normally so here's my concave setting. I'm sitting at 12 right now. Normally I run it around 20, and that setting tells the combine how. Let's see if I can put my phone down, see if you guys can see me here, my crazy hair. So, underneath me, the way that the threshing on the combine works is you've got like a cylinder that spins, and as it spins, it sits inside, I don't know this, it sits inside a concave, and so it's spinning inside the concave, and it's threshing soybeans out of the pods, okay? And so, that 12 that I just showed you, I can adjust how far out or how far in I want that cylinder to sit in the concave. So I usually have it at about 20, and I just tightened it up down to 12, but then I slowed down how fast it actually spins. So hopefully that, I have no idea how that even looks, if you guys can even see me, but hopefully that makes sense. Zohan, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Where are you from? It's a little windy out here. We got our fans turned on. started getting cooked. So they kind of solidified to the auger. They caked themselves and created like a solid barrier. Kind of like welded. The soybeans welded themselves to the auger. It was kind of terrible. So spent pretty much the day today. I just jumped on the combine here at 3 o'clock. I pretty much spent the whole day just trying to get that auger going. But it's going. I smell like burnt soybeans, but the combine's rolling. Everything is going good. Although we're super dry out here, we're at 8.3% right now. 9.9 average. Like that's, yeah, 8.7 average for today. It's pretty brutal. I don't think I like these new combine settings. I gotta tweak them back. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my concave. Actually, I might leave that and turn my cylinder up to like 400, I think. It doesn't want to go. About what the buttons do here. Should I do a little run through on how to run the combine? First, alright, I don't like the way this thing sounds, so this button here, here's your first lesson. You push down, let your header go up, and up goes down. Makes sense? Okay, I'm gonna check my cylinder speed, I'm gonna speed it up. So this is your cylinder speed. There's your cylinder and how fast it's going, you're gonna speed it up. Go up to 400. We're at 400. I push this button, I push up once, and it automatically finds the ground. And here's my GPS button. I'm spoiled, I got one of these. We just got this last year, so it's kind of nice. Our last combine didn't have that. This one here, not this one makes the head go up and down. This one here raises and lowers my reel. The reel is that black thing that you see spinning in circles, okay? And so, in these soybeans, I don't know if you can tell, but they're leaning towards me. So they kind of just fall right into the head as it is. And so I can raise that reel higher because I don't need to help bring them in. But when I turn around and head back the other way, the soybeans are going to be leaning away from the combine cab, and so I'll lower the reel, so that way the reel kind of grabs the soybean combine, which brings us to this. There's my reel speed, okay? So I can speed up my reel or I can slow it down. So if I speed it up, see how fast it's going? Then I can slow it way down, okay? So you kind of want to, in theory, if your soybeans are standing straight up, you want the reel speed to be going just a little bit faster than the combine. So that as the combine's combining the soybeans, the reel's just gently guiding them into the auger. And then the auger carries them to the feeder house standing super tall. They're instead they're leaning towards the combine, kind of like falling into the combine. I can raise the reel because the more the fingers touch the soybeans, the more the reel hits those soybeans, the more they'll pop out of the pods, and we'll lose the soybeans at the head instead of having them go into the combine. Okay, so we want that reel to touch the soybeans as little as possible, but yeah, it's a necessary evil because you need it to kind of feed them into the combine, especially with dry soybeans. So the ideal moisture for soybeans is 13%. Right now we're sitting at 8.5. That's crazy dry. And the drier it is, the more likely you'll lose the soybeans at the head. They're going to be popping out of those pods, and you don't want that. So you want to run the reel as slow as you can, as high as you can, and touch those soybeans as little as possible. That way they can all get into the combine. So, but when I turn around and go the other direction, the soybeans are going to be laying away from the combine, and I'll have no choice but to speed it up and to lower it. Here's my grain tank starting to get full. I'm not going to make another round, so when we get to these wagons here, I'm going to go ahead and dump. Alright, your next lesson in driving a combine. First, we're going to shut our reel off because we're not using it. And that, you're actually going to be doing it with these buttons, these switches. You actually have to lift up on them, okay? So you lift up and pull down. We're going to shut the combine off. This is the button that threshes. This is your cylinder and everything. So if we shut that guy off, we're going to head over to these wagons over here and dump. As you're driving to the wagons, you want to put your unload auger out, or your swing arm, as they call it. So, your swing arm is what reaches over into those wagons to dump. And it's this button right here, okay? What's up, LZ Photography? So hit that button. Now your swing arm is out. Once it's all the way out, put this back in the neutral position. And this actually turns the auger on and off. We're not going to do that until we're actually over the wagons. Okay. And we're going to hold off on this green one, this Parker. We're going to go and top this Kilbrose off real quick. And I've said it before, but probably you guys weren't around. These soybeans are really dusty. So we're going to go ahead and throttle down, turn our auger on. Once we're on, we're going to throttle back up. I'm doing good today. It's kind of a late start to the day combining. We had some stuff we had to fix today. We fix stuff every day, but today it took just a little bit longer, and it wasn't really something that we were planning on fixing. But it's fixed, so that's what matters. I'm gonna turn this down. It's fixed. We're combining. Life is good. So, yeah. How are you? How's your day going? Are you all done with work for the day, or school, or whatever you're doing? Alright, and we don't want to lose any soybeans. Go to the tippy top. There we go. Alright, now let's go fill that Parker. We should be able to put the rest in the Parker and not have to worry about it. Just go full throttle. Yeah, so how's your day? LZ Photography. Auger's on. Throttle up. And off we go. Dusty soybeans. So, and here you can see behind me, I don't know if you can see or not, it's pretty dusty. You can see all the soybeans back there. There they go. They're starting to drain out. Got some pods back there. You don't want to get pods either. Look at all that dust. Really got to do something about that. Alright, I'd show you back there, but you can't see through my window. I can't see. Starting to get empty. So we're going to go ahead and throttle down, leave all out, turn our auger off. Alright. And I'm kind of harvesting this field a little goofy. These are seed beans over here. Beans and over here are not, and so I kind of had to draw a little divider line here because we're right up against the edge of our variety change. Let's put our swing arm back in, so I gotta hit that button and away it goes. Throttle up, get back on track here. So to start your combine, we're gonna back up just a smidge. To start your combine, I'm gonna throttle down and turn this switch on. Like I said before, you have to actually lift up on the switch, okay? So you lift up on the switch, push it forward, that turns on your cylinder, which is right below me, and that's spinning in circles. That's what actually threshes the grain. Yeah, threshes the grain, I guess. It pulls the kernels off the cobs, off the ears of corn, and then it pulls the soybeans out of the pods. And then it also runs the fan, which blows all the debris and trash and dust and stuff out the back. And it runs the straw walkers, it runs the whole threshing system is run by this switch, okay? And then we've got the second switch here that runs the head, and it's gonna buzz at me until I throttle up. Once it gets going fast enough, my buzzer shuts off, okay? And we're good to go. And I'm gonna set my cheater GPS here. I shouldn't have to set it for every single pass I make, but for some reason I do. I haven't taken the time to figure out why. Oh, and we're that's about right. And we're going. Our soybeans are leaning away from the combine now, which means that I can speed my reel up. So this is my reel speed here. So I speed my reel up. See that black thing? See how it started spinning a little faster? Because I want to be able to grab those soybeans and pull them into the combine because they're leaning away from the combine. And this controls my reel height. So this is to raise it up and to lower it. So I'm going to raise my reel just a little because I don't want to bash my beans up too badly. And you know what, that reel's going a little faster than I like. But you look behind the header when you look behind the platform when you're combining, and you look to see, make sure that you're cutting all the soybeans like you're supposed to be. Okay? And right now I am not. I'm leaving some whole soybeans, which tells me that my reel speed isn't fast enough. Let's speed that up again a little bit. You don't want it going faster than you have to because you don't want to be smacking the beans out of the pods before they make it into the difference between an outlaw and an in-law. Outlaws are wanted. How's the photography? You still hanging out with me? How was your day? So photography, I mean, are you full-time photographer? Like that's what you do for your bread and butter for your career, or is that more like a hobby thing? If you're even still in here. All the time. So my streams generally, I try to be relatively entertaining and educational and conversational and all that jazz. But most of my stuff that I do, I'm mostly posting shorts on YouTube, farm-related shorts. Once again, trying to be educational and or entertaining, a little bit of both. And every once in a while, I'll post a long-form video. But usually those are relatively niche. I've been working on one right now, explaining how a grain dryer works. I don't think it's going to be the most exciting video. I don't see it, really taking off. But it's one of those things where if somebody wants to know, I mean, I'm always down to teach, so show what I'm doing, why I do it, how things work here on the farm. So by all means, if you guys have any requests for a video that you'd like to see, I can't promise I'll be able to do it, because honestly, believe it or not, I don't have a whole lot of extra free time. But I'd love to try, especially during the winter. During the winter, I might do extra time to do whatever. Right now, I'm pretty bummed up. So, in addition to the farming that you see, we also have a farm stand in town just north of us, about 10 minutes or so. We sell summer produce and pumpkins, like pumpkin gourds, all sorts of fall stuff, Christmas trees, that kind of thing. So that keeps us busy in addition to the farm, as well as YouTube, TikTok. Then I sell stuff. So I like to flip items. So I'm constantly buying farm stuff, farm machinery, and whatnot, and selling it. So if anybody's in need of a generator, we have a generator for sale. Some gravity wagons. Come check it out. Alright, I'm just gonna hop on, let you guys chill. Feel free to hit me with any questions or tell me about your day. I'm a really good listener. I'm genuinely interested in each and every one of your lives. Where you come from, what you do for a living. I've talked to people from so many different countries through streaming on YouTube. It's been awesome. It's really cool talking to other farmers. There's a lot of farmers that come through here from other countries. They grow things and just, I don't know. I met a kid from Italy. He was from southern Italy, and they raise bisons specifically for cheese. And I guess they just pamper the heck out of their bison. It's the best cheese that you've ever had in your entire life. But you can only get it in Italy. They don't ship it out. So Somebody talk to me. Alright, we're coming off with some weeds here. I'm gonna go ahead and put the phone down so I can do some evasive maneuvering. Stop. Oh, look what the Alright. Dodged him. I don't even know what you guys can see right now. Once I get turned around and headed back the other way, I'll get the front row seat again. There we go. Back down. Alright, here we go. Gonna raise my rail up here a little bit. Slow her down. Adjust the GPS a smidge. There we go. Right there, center that. And here we go. Alright, I'm here. Green screen. Alright, didn't need to do that. What am I doing? Oh. Alright guys, again, it's going to be my guinea pigs while I test out this whole green screen thing. Make sure I'm doing everything like I'm supposed to. Then I'm going to go ahead and play. Okay, so what do I do with this green screen? Okay, cool. So, this is what we were working on earlier today. You see our pit here. You get the auger, and right in here, the soybeans were caked to the auger, to where the auger couldn't spin. The auger would spin right here, but it wasn't spinning up here. No, I take that back. The whole thing was spinning, but the soybeans weren't moving through. And so we actually had to chisel the soybeans out of the spot right here. So this is actually a really good, this is towards the end of the day, towards the end of the job. We're pretty much wrapping it up at this point, but yeah. Anyways, cool. So that's my green screen, huh? What are we? So I can just go through my pictures, huh? Alright, I'm not gonna bore you guys with this. Fascinating. Alright, I'm gonna turn green screen off. Go back to combining. Why do I turn this off? There we go. We're back! Okay, you know what? I've got low battery. This stream's probably gonna get really choppy. Is it choppy, guys? Can you tell me? Government charger here. It looks like it's choppy just from my side. If it's choppy, I'm not gonna make you guys endure that. I'll go ahead and shut her down. But if it's good, somebody tell me. I bet it's choppy. I'm probably gonna go. Let's get this plugged in here. Alright, we're plugged in. Alright guys. Well, thanks for riding with me. It's been fun. Look, man, because the engine kind of bogging down a little bit. Kind of use the engine to tell me if I should go faster or slower. If it's not bogging down a little bit, then I'm not pushing it hard enough. You want to fill the belly of the combine with soybeans. You wanna just pack them in there. So the engine's not growling just a little. But it sounds like the cylinder's growling. I don't know. I'm gonna go. This is probably it for me for today. So signing off. Thanks for hanging out. Like, subscribe. I'll be streaming more later down the road. And when I'm not streaming, I post shorts Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 a.m. I might change the time, but it's always going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It seems to work pretty well for my schedule. So, that being said, have a good one, guys. Have a blessed day. I hope your days have been well. A lot of people that watch this stream are laying in bed because they're from, I talked to a guy from New Zealand yesterday. So they are 6 hours ahead of us.